Americans come to LendingTree.com to compare and see loans, credit cards, and more. Here I am. LendingTree app, you can see your full financial. I am once again out here in the ether. Anyway, I'm live. I'm not sure that I'm streaming very well. No, I did a video last night, and the sound was real shitty. I listened back to it, and the sound was real shitty. Now I'm looking at this picture. This picture's pretty fuzzy. So I don't know what the fuck. I hope you're hearing me okay. If it sounds fucked up, please let me know, because I really wouldn't know what to do about it. Hello, Moonchild. Welcome aboard. I'm gonna there. Better still. What did I do? I gotta find you. Where are you? I lost you guys. Come on. Oh, not much better. Shit. Oh, that done good. Well, that's a little better. There. Anyway, here we are once again, another Saturday. I know I'm early, but I'm invited to a dinner party, Mrs. Spliffy and I, and it's at dinner's at 4, so we have to be there early. So I'm doing the show early, and maybe I'll come back later, and we can chat some more later on. But I, figured I'd at least chat a little bit with you now, and then what happened is dinner was going to be later, and then they wrote out the new schedule at the bar, and Courtney has to work this evening. So Randy decided to move the dinner hour up to 4 o'clock. So that's what he did. So he did it to accommodate Courtney, which I thought was rather nice of him. And I realized it interferes with this, but what are you going to do? Let me know if my sound's okay. Because told dog that I'd be here, and I don't know where the hell he's at. Now it says my connection's unstable, and to please wait while they try reconnecting. So I don't know what the fuck's going on, if you're getting me or not. So all I know is that we're fast approaching 420 or 220, which would be 420 somewhere, probably out in the middle of the Atlantic or some shit. So again, it says my connection is unstable. So this is my new laptop. I hope that's not the problem. If it is, I'm going to be real disappointed that I spent this money. Not that it was a lot of money, but it was money just later, because we're getting awfully close. And I got the old spliff. So we're going to take a spark to this thing and see what happened. See what happens, I should say. And dog, you're out there. Let me know what's going on with my signal here. If I'm coming through it all. So here goes. We are so close. Oh, don't tell me I got a dead lighter. That's not going to work. Oh, no. No lighter. There's got to be a lighter. Lighter here somewhere. Got one. Brian Campbell, welcome aboard. Happy 420 somewhere. Let's get this party started, huh? Happy 420 somewhere. Well, back in 2008, this asshole that said that he said that Barack Obama couldn't get elected unless he started a war with Iran. That he couldn't get reelected. Well, guess what? Apparently Trump feels he can't get reelected unless he starts a war with Iran, because that's what he did Thursday by killing this dude. Okay. Pretty shit. This is a war. This is a war with a country that doesn't fight a conventional war. Tanya, welcome aboard. Foraging Seeker, welcome aboard. I don't know when we decided to become assassins, but I didn't think that was legal. And if I'm not mistaken, that's a war crime. Yeah, this guy's an asshole, but I don't think we had a right to take him out like this. And I think we got a real problem now, because I think we're going to get jammed up over this big time, and not just us, but our allies. We're in trouble here. This isn't the story I intended to talk about, but it's the one I've inevitably been pushed into, and I don't like it. It's something I predicted in re-election. He'd start a war. Crazy. Well, we got one. And for him to take this upon himself is an outrage. And for this to be done in Iraq, ecocidal tendencies, welcome aboard. Pompeo's going around saying that Iraq's real happy about our doing this, and they're not. Okay. This is just going to mean more of our young men are going to die. And there are war protests going on all over the country today. Washington, D.C., Chicago, LA. This is wrong. Okay, we don't need to escalate war in the Middle East. We've been fighting over there forever now. This has the story I wanted to cover today. It's all political hyperbole. Trump says, "You're trying to take me out, so I'm taking a lot out with me." Exactly, Tanya. He sees this as a means by which to get reelected. Just like he said in 2008 that Barack Obama couldn't get reelected unless he started a war with Iran. He sees this as the only way he can get reelected. He thinks this is going to get him votes. I don't see how that's going to happen. This scares the shit out of me. I mean, this perpetual war shit has got to stop. We got to stop killing people. Got to stop killing each other. Uh, we don't need hate. They proved that for the last 10 years, 10, 20, 20, 30, since 1979. Okay. He just flipped us all off. You're right. He is a sociopath. War isn't about winning anymore. It's about rebuilding. Money, money, money. It's a new American slavery. Yes, everyone got played. Donald was pressured to wag the dog by its tail. Yes, well, I'm telling you, he sees this as his only opportunity. He sees things failing for him. This is his answer to impeachment. Now, just to change the subject, what I really wanted to talk about the other hate that's going on in this country. And that's which I think is too kind a term. Um, People who don't learn from history are condemned to repeat it. I know you've all heard that before. And something happened in Europe 80, 85 years ago, and it's happening again here. It's happening now. And and it's scary. The On the 28th in Muncie, New York, a lunatic broke into the home of an Orthodox rabbi and stabbed 5 people. Uh, One of them is still in critical condition. Uh, they caught the bastard, and he's been charged with 5 counts of attempted murder and 5 counts of a federal hate crime. Uh, Unfortunately, this was not an isolated anti-Semitic incident. 3 weeks ago in Jersey City, 3 people were murdered in a kosher market. And between those 2 incidents, There were 8 other anti-Semitic incidents in the city of New York. Anti-Semitism is up 21% in New York City. The FBI put out anti-Islamic incidents are up 14.6%, and anti-Catholic incidents are up 3.9%. Anti-Semitic incidents are up 56.9% for 20. It's just hate. Okay, there's no other way to put it. It's just hate. I've told you numerous times the reason I'm an atheist is because people do stupid things in the name of religion, and this is stupid. You know, to hate people because of their beliefs. The measure of a great society is the humanity they show one another. History's repeating itself, and I don't like it. And it's not just Jews. I mean, we can deny people access to this country, even people seeking asylum, if that's what they want to do. But it doesn't mean we have to be cruel. People are dying in our custody. People in the custody of our government are dying. All they want to do is come here, and they're dying in our custody. That this kind of shit upsets me greatly. Okay. I mean, if we got people in our country who, for some reason or other, feel that having white skin makes them superior, and they're going to go around killing people and hurting people. And then you have a government who, for some reason or another, thinks white people are superior. I think we got a real fucking problem. Okay. This country has always been a melting pot, a refuge for people who are downtrodden. It says so on the Statue of Liberty. If this is the way it's going to be, let's just turn the fucker around or tear it down. Okay. Let's melt it and build a fucking fence. You know, if I'm fucking disgusted by all of this. Just fucking disgusted by it all. Uh, hey, may the light vanquish the dark. Okay. Happy Hanukkah. On a brighter note, along the same lines, the West Virginia governor, who is aptly named Jim Justice, has ordered the firing of some 30 odd individuals work in his corrections department, the state corrections department. These were graduates of the Corrections Academy, members of the training force, and members of the administration who, in a graduation photograph, gave the Hitler salute. And the people in the administration who didn't report it, and the people who in the academy of the instructors who sanctioned it were all terminated by the governor. And I'm proud of them. You're right, Seeger. How can an American patriot hold racist view? When bullets fly, are they to only defend their people? I was in the military, and you work side by side with people of all races, ethnicities, and religions, and nobody cares. Nobody notices. Okay? You don't notice. You don't care. Okay? Your friends are your friends. Nobody gives a shit. I never saw any racial animosity. I never saw any religious hatred. I never saw any kind of bigotry in the military. If people can get along like that in uniform, maybe it's because they take your name away and they make you all dress the same. They give you a number. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But something works. Something works. Terrorist with badges. Yeah, well, yeah, he's corrections officer. Well, thank you, Governor Justice. So the news stories I wanted to cover today. I have a bunch of stuff on the environment, but I didn't write it out because I was just, I don't know, I was just enraged by all the hate. Excuse me. I'm just upset. This imminent war has me very concerned. And this neo-Nazism, let's call it what it is. It's not white nationalism. It's neo-Nazism. Has me upset. You're all in it together. Same with military service as with civilian world. So how do our people keep getting manipulated by the tactic of race division? I really don't know. Is your dispensary open now? Yes. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, uh, you have to compete, at my dispensary at least, with recreational buyers. Go lay down. You just came in. It's Buster. Hey, dog. Welcome aboard. I didn't say anything. Shepherd's Treehouse. Welcome aboard. Kim, welcome aboard to you too. Excuse me for being so rude. What war? Oh, yeah. Well, Trump personally ordered the assassination of the this guy. I'm stoned. I can't think of his name right now. Anyway, he's like the head of the Iranian army, and uh, it was a drone strike. So Iran has said that this is an act of war, and it will be responded to as an act of war. And so Trump has started a war, and I mentioned that back in 2008, uh, he said that the only way Obama could get reelected is so apparently Trump figured the only way he can get reelected is to start a war with Iran. You're right, Seeker. It is an act of war. You don't take out the number two guy in the country. Okay, this would be as if they assassinated our Secretary of War if we knew the name of our Secretary of War and he was a real popular guy in this country. Okay. Because this guy was really popular in Iran. I mean, they have taken to the streets in Iran over the loss, and they've called for like 3 days of mourning over the loss of this guy. Okay. So, I mean, it's a big deal. I doubt seriously that Iranian leadership would be wiser than US leadership. This is going to be an all out fucking jihad, not just against Americans, but against our allies too. And they'll be sneaky as shit about it because they're not frontline fighters. It's not the way the Iranians operate. Okay. Yeah, can we vote on this happening? Well, that's the thing is Congress should have voted on this happening. Okay. Our representative form of government. At least the game of eight should have been informed that this was going to happen, and they weren't. So, and we got a problem. Well, yeah, we've had a problem ever since we got elected. Yep, that's it. I've had it. Let's build a wall around my property so we can keep Trump out. Uh, I think it's a potential hanging offense for those who have incited this. Actually, federal execution is now a lethal injection of uh, um, sodium. What is it? Um, Sodium pentobarbital. I believe it is. Well, and it's a killer. Sodium pentobarbital will definitely kill you. But I would rather see him dangle from a rope. All around them, cut off the phones and the internet and Wi-Fi. Call it a day. A Faraday cage. That's all. Let's put them in a Faraday cage. They'll be cut off from all external electronic everything. and we can all live happily ever after. May 2020 be the year where we begin lopping the heads off of politicians who pervert our systems of governing towards realization of personal aims. Precisely. Hey, look, there's Buster's head. Hey, Buster's head. Oh, all right. I have to let them out. So let me do that. Let me do that without tripping over cords or spilling anything. Right back. So there. So yeah, so we got this crazy war to contend with now. And let's hope the hell it doesn't get him reelected. I'd hate to think that there are people out there that think that this was a good idea. It disturbs the shit out of me. I just don't like the idea of more people dying, whether they're Americans or anybody else. Okay. Just killing people is wrong for whatever reason. You know, it's just not something should be done. You know, there's that storybook where they say that, when Moses went up on the mountain and carved all the things in the stone and brought them down, and one of them said, "Thou shalt not kill." You know, I don't see where there's an "Thou shalt not kill" except. Wars of imperialism must cease. Back to a defense footing, our military should be. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's also in the defense of others, like the Ukraine. Okay. And it's not a two-way street. It's, we're supposed to be helping them. We're not supposed to be asking them to help us in exchange for helping them. Okay. That's the impeachable offense. This, I don't know, everything from day one disgusts me. Okay. What can I say? The way he squanders our money on himself, the way he's profiting from this administration. It just, everything about this whole thing pisses me off. His fucking arrogance pisses me off. His his crassness pisses me off. The face of America to the world now pisses me off. The loss of dignity that this country has suffered pisses me off. The way we look to our allies. I mean, think about it, Do we look like a dignified country to the rest of the world anymore? What kind of face does this man put on our country? I mean, he's a crude, rude dude. Okay. There's really nothing else you can say about him. He has no he has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. I can't think of a single thing that man this man has that I could say, well, he's got this about him, you know. There's nothing about him that makes him a nice guy. I could never befriend this. He's a snake. Okay. I can't think of one redeeming feature. Uh, there's nothing about this man that's likable. More blowback. Perpetual war, always fooling the people that we must war for peace. Exactly. Exactly. As we used to say back in the 60s, killing for peace is like fucking for chastity. Okay. The shadow war of the people versus the government. It's coming to a head. It'll break out to a civil unrest sooner or later. No, it won't. It didn't happen in the 60s. It won't happen now. The majority of people are too complacent. There are too many people watching MTV and not watching CNN. In other things and don't really pay attention to what's going on in the world. Nothing changed. You know, you got several lonely voices in the crowd, is all you had. Everyone has the knowledge, but nobody does anything about it. You know, I mean, even the demonstrations that are happening today, the anti-war demonstrations that are happening this very day, are pale compared to what we did back then, and nothing changed back then. I mean, Nixon ran twice on the same platform, honorable end to the war in Vietnam. And what happened? There was certainly not an honorable end to that war. All there was what Eisenhower predicted: a growth of the military-industrial complex. Hope our government begins redressing the people's grievances before nutcases begin popping off on their own. Yeah, I hope so too. But you know, remains to be seen, I guess. Uh, you know, I guess that's probably why the suicide rate is up. You know? And you know, and unless something is done uh, about the wealth disparity, who knows what's going to happen in this country or in the world for that matter. You know, it's not just here. Uh, India, for the most part, stopped using currency. So if you're poor and you can't get a credit card, so I mean, they're just more or less telling the poor, well, you know, just go off and die somewhere. So uh, yeah, and look at the, I mean, uh, with the internet about the people than the people themselves do. So is so easy to manipulate we are now. We now are. Absolutely. Absolutely. The Russians proved that conclusively in the last election, or we wouldn't have this asshole sitting in the room with no corners. I mean, it's obvious. I think I have to let the dogs in again. So if you'll excuse me, one of them's at the door. Maybe I can coerce the other one. Come on, get in the house. Quit digging. Come on, Buster, get in the house. Oh, never mind. This guy next door let his dogs out. So hopeless on there. He won't come in. His dogs come in. And Scott's dog, one of Scott's dogs is Heidi's brother. But I hate technology. Of the United States of America, a business controls America legally. I don't know. I'm the theft machine. I haven't been. I can't tell you the last time I went on Facebook. I I just stopped. I don't know why I stopped. I just stopped. I I went the app. I'm not. You know how they tell you how many whatever's you got. That number just keeps rising. It's it's like my undeleted. It's like my undeleted emails. I got you know that number is I don't know multiple digits, but it's the same thing with Facebook. I just stopped going there. Remember Facebook's happy and sad experiment, where they manipulated people's content feeds to observe their social effect. YouTube may also be into this business of manipulation. Ability, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, it's Google gathering more data. Now they really are at the door. Scott's going to the dinner party, so it's probably why he let his dogs out. There we go. Back. You can't delete your Facebook. Your brother's been dead for 9 years and still has Facebook. You know, your YouTube channel is controversial. controversial. They drop your notifications. It's really bad for political channels. Selling the ability to manipulate populations to a state which is conducive to the customer's aims. Yeah. I did an unfortunate thing. I uh, I went on this site for attorneys, and I wrote this attorney friend that I used to work with. Been haven't seen you in a while, and that sort of thing. And why don't you give me a buzz? And then I went on his Facebook page, and there were all these people making all these posts about what a great guy he was. And he had died 6 months prior to my posting this message on this about it. So let's get together and just buy a town and run a town without corporate control, following constitutional law. I bet you they label everybody there as terrorists. How backwards is that? Yet it's likely to happen. True. How about Custer Park? And I don't have to move. Weren't you telling me there were some towns for sale, Doc? I don't want to be in a cult. I don't want to be in it. I wouldn't join any organization that would have me as a member. It's Groucho Marx. So Where were those towns? Those ones you said were for sale. I was telling you, yeah, toll road through Custer Park. Yeah, we can make some money. You have to stop right at the bicycle path, right at the top of the hill at the bicycle path, right by my house. And I'd take out that parking lot too. That's where we'd put the toll, right at the parking lot. Our culture is like a cult. Well, that's where cult comes from, isn't it? Yeah. You have a couple towns for sale in different places. Like Georgia, there's one in Colorado, there's one in upstate New York, and there's one in Louisiana. Well, I'd be interested in the Colorado one or the Louisiana one. Seen more than a dozen for sale. Oh, wow. Wow. Is it in the mountains in Colorado or in the lowlands there? Because I wouldn't be good at a high altitude. Less than $100,000, 4 buildings, old gas station, an area for a mobile home park. Oh, that'd be a good place for your storage facility. Southeast Colorado. That's right where we were talking about. Yeah, let's now. That'd be a nice area to live. There's some residential buildings there too. And tiny house community, all set up in a mobile home park. Gerald, welcome aboard. Somebody can run the gas station. I'll run the post office. I could do that. I'm good at organizing things like that, filing and stuff. I was always good at that. The Army trained me as a clerk. People are grouping up, doing good with it. Some not so much, but many are doing the civilization thing better than the host nations do. Communal living. You'll run the general store. That'll work. Well, sure, they'll need rehabilitation. I can watch. 20%. Yeah, I could go maybe 15 or 20%. No, we're talking about buying an actual town. 100,000. Yes, get a group. Yes, it would be Moonchild. It'd be nice to live in a community where people think alike, like-minded folks. Moondragon Corporation looks like it's working. Since the 60s. Village living. Where are they located? Since the 50s. Oh, they're almost as old as me. Oh, the Basque region of Spain. I was telling Dog that there are towns in Italy where there are homes available for $1 because the towns are starved for residents. So that's also something to consider if you wouldn't mind living in Italy. Of course, you'd have to learn to speak Italian, but I never found communicating in Europe that difficult. 10 people, 20,000 apiece, buy a town, put any money left over in the rehab and tiny home building. Yeah, if there's any left over. Yeah, that'd work. Create an affordable town for even people on disability. All homes rent out for like 400 a month. Community of people rejected capital control. So they built their own little empire to free self from evil empire. Good idea. The Basques would like to be separate from the Spanish anyway, wouldn't they? You know, we're coming up on another 420 here. And after that, I'm going to have to say goodbye so that I can head over to Randy's house for cocktails before dinner. But it's certainly been a pleasure hanging with you. And I'm glad you guys came around early. I'm glad you got my message and that you actually showed up because it's been nice. And I don't know, Spliffy, should I invest a couple hours in the research for this a town to? Ooh, I don't know if Mrs. Spliffy would be willing to move into a tiny house. That's the problem. I mean, I'd be willing, but as a group, they produce what is needed. Workers control industry, people control government. I think. Well, I think you should certainly look around. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Do you think you could gather that many investors? I mean, serious investors, or is it just like pipe dream investors? You know what I mean? In a green state, yeah. No people are poor. It sucks. Oh, I mean, no comma. People are poor. Yeah, yeah. See, Mrs. Spliffy, she knew a tiny house. She wouldn't move. In fact, I don't think she'd move again. So that would be a problem. So, 419, folks. Got your lighter ready? TYT network. I'm not sure. Kind of shows. Yeah, 30 people at 8,000 each would be more workers too for the reconstruction. Happy 420 somewhere. Out. If I may have I may have watched some of the programming. I don't know about what network it might be. I might know by program titles or something. Thousands of international communities to look into. Might as well. For inspiration and learning. People are doing this thing you speak of big in so many different ways. So do it. I've seen this show. I've got that one that's always, you know, through my TV. And like I didn't do it. Stop giggling. But he just keeps going. Jump this. I'll have to check that out. I also have to say goodbye. So, you know how it is. There's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding. Over to Randy. Have a good one.